Hi guys, welcome back to Federalprison.consulting. I'm Ryan Park. This is my wife, Kimmy. In our previous videos, what we have discussed is how a prison consultant can help you before prison. In our last video, what we talked about is how a prison consultant can help you if you are going to be facing a prison sentence. So in this next segment, what we're going to be talking about is how a prison consultant can help you after prison. Now, like many of us, we haven't been out of prison. We've never experienced that. We don't know what we're going to be facing the moment we step out of prison and we're back into the real world. So now you're wrapped up with your prison sentence itself. You're out of custody. Now you're going to be going on what is called supervised release, which is also known as federal probation. So what is federal probation and how can a prison consultant help you during federal probation? So if you're like many of us, that the moment we get out of prison, the first thing we want to do is go home. So the question is how do you get the best possibility to go to home confinement and not have to go to halfway house? Now, although the halfway house is not prison, you're still in custody. So whether you're in halfway house or you're in home confinement, you're still in federal custody. So what is the best tips and tricks in order to get you to go to home confinement and skip going to the halfway house altogether? So it's not really tips and tricks of how to get you to go to home confinement. It's things that, like we said in our previous video, there's no information desk. So it's things that we've learned that what the prison system is going to look for in order to qualify someone for home confinement. That's things that we can pass on to you to help you and your family prepare for that transition.
And I personally spent several months under home confinement, and it's not as easy as everybody thinks. You are still under custody, like Ryan said. There are a lot of rules and a lot of regulation, and the paperwork is confusing, and it's easy to get flustered when trying to do things like go shopping, or if you're allowed to go shopping, or if you're allowed to go to services for church, or what you're exactly allowed to do. For me, it was work, and that was it. I lived with other adults in my house, so that was the only thing I was allowed to do. So we can help you navigate through all of these questions and your paperwork and just give you the advice that you're going to need if you are stuck under home confinement.
Now, for some out there, maybe that you've lived a life where you've never had to go get a job yet. Maybe you don't know how to write a resume or a cover letter. That's also where we can step in and help you so you can prepare to go to your first job interview the moment that you actually get out of prison. See, a lot of people don't know that custody, being under federal custody, that either means that you're still under prison, home confinement, or halfway house. It's until you're actually off custody that they are going to require you to do certain things. And one of those things might be getting a job. Well, we can help you get ready to prepare to go to a job, whether it's a cover letter or a resume. Now, in some states, they actually do an early release. So you might be sentenced to 3 years, 5 years, 6 years of supervised release. Well, in some states, they actually do honor where if you're complying with the rules and terms and conditions, that they will actually request to the courts for you to get off early from supervised release.
Now, like he said, everybody will not be eligible to get off of supervised release early. That could be due to your state, your circumstances, your case. But if you are eligible, we will be here to help you and make sure you're doing everything correctly to get off early. There are rules that you need to follow, and it's a big thing that you pay your restitution and your fines if you have them. But we do go into more detail on how to successfully navigate through probation.
Because let's be honest, I mean, at the end of the day, what is the biggest goal when we get out of prison? It's to get our lives back on track. It's to get our families put back together. It's to get a job, to get our home put back together. Whatever it is, you want to get your life back on track. So that transition is a hard transition, and that's where we can come in and start to help you transition into that next chapter in your life for both you and your family. So once you get home, we want to make sure that you, for one, have the best possibility to get home confinement so you can start to lay that foundation. Number two, we want to make sure that you are going to be doing everything you can to try to get off probation as early as possible. So then you and your family can move on with your life. So now I know it sounds like that we're continuously repeating ourselves, but we can't stress this enough. In order to get to this final step, in order to assure that you and your family have the best success, you've got to start from step one. And the step one starts with making that phone call first. From that point, then we get you started with character reference letters. From that point, we get you started with the volunteer work. From that step, et cetera, et cetera. Everything leads up to step number 3. Because once this chapter is done, and it will be done, and trust me, it's going to be done sooner than you think, but you want to be able to close this chapter out and be complete so then you and your family can move on with your life. So that's why I can't stress enough that in order to have a successful step 3, we got to start with step 1 first.
So we really appreciate you guys hanging out with us for all 3 of our step videos. Just to let you know, every single week I will go on here once or twice and I'm going to answer your questions. So if you have any specific questions, write it in the comments down below and I will make a video reply just to answer them, because we're here to help you and we got a lot of good information coming out on this channel. So again, we can't stress it enough. If you're facing federal prison time, give us a call. We will have a free consultation. We'll answer all your questions. Don't worry, don't stress about it. We can help you. Also, if you have any questions, leave a comment and subscribe, because we actually are going to give away a lot of free information and we want to help you.
So stay tuned for upcoming videos. We're going to be diving into more information in regards to prison, things that will help you guys understand the prison system itself, because we know there's a lot of questions that are out there. And again, I know I'm a parrot and I keep repeating this, but there is not an information booth out there. Yes, we have attorneys, and attorneys are wonderful as far as legal questions, but as far as prison itself and prison questions, they don't know a lot about that type of stuff. And also, I know when I say prison, if you're watching this right now and you're facing a federal indictment, I know, because trust me, I was right in your shoes. The last thing you want to be thinking about is prison, but you got to start planning for the worst case scenario, because you don't really know what the future holds. So that's why we want to help you. So stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be diving into some information that's going to help you. Remember, check out our website at Federalprison.consulting. Feel free to ask any questions, and feel free to reach out to us. It's a free consultation, and just always remember, you have nothing to lose but everything to gain right now. Talk to you guys soon on the next videos.